Colombia or Panama? Two neighbors in Latin America, both on expats' radar. Both affordable and both promising sunshine culture and an escape from the US prices. But which one actually gives you the better deal if you're looking to retire or work remotely or set up a long-term home abroad? Is it Colombia with its eternal spring weather, salsa culture, and cheap living? Or is it Panama, the dollarized banking hub with world-class residency programs and tropical beaches? Well, today we're putting them head-to-head across 10 categories: cost of living, healthcare, visas, taxes, safety, even weather. And I'll tell you who really wins. Hey guys, I'm Matt, the Americano, and I help you figure out how to actually make the move abroad. Whether it's visas, taxes, or just how much dinner costs, I've got you covered. So if you're even thinking about moving overseas, hit subscribe and grab my free expat checklist at thepassport.co. All right, let's dive into the Colombia versus Panama and see which country comes out on top. And if you like this style of comparisons, I'll be doing these for the next few weeks. Let's start with the big one, cost of living, because the currency you spend every day really shapes how far your money goes. Colombia runs on the Colombian peso, which gives you a really strong exchange rate if you're coming in with dollars or euros. That's one of the reasons why living in Colombia can feel incredibly cheap. A modern one-bedroom apartment in Medellin or Bogota rents for $400 to $800 a month. Eating out, a full restaurant meal is often just $3 to $6. Even healthcare and groceries come in well below US prices, though imported items can be pricey. Panama, on the other hand, uses the US dollar. That makes things simple. No conversions, no exchange rate games, but it also makes life more expensive. In Panama City, a similar one-bedroom can easily run $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Groceries, dining out, and services are also noticeably higher. Step outside Panama City in places like Boquete or David, and costs drop, but overall, Panama remains more expensive than Colombia across the board. Who wins this round? Colombia, hands down. If you want your dollar to stretch, Colombia is the clear value play. Panama delivers convenience with the dollar, but you'll pay for it. Next up, flights and distance, because unless you're cutting ties completely, you're going to want to head back home once in a while. Panama is famous for being a hub. Tocumen International Airport in Panama City is called the hub of the Americas for a reason. It connects North and South America and gives you easy nonstop flights to Miami, Houston, New York, and dozens of US and European cities. From Panama City to Miami, it's about 3 hours. Super convenient. Colombia, though, isn't far behind. In fact, Bogota's El Dorado International Airport is the most connected and efficient airport in all of Latin America. It offers more flights than Tocumen and is consistently ranked one of the best airports in the region. From Bogota, you're looking at about 3.5 hours to Miami, maybe 5 to 6 to New York. Basically just 30 to 60 minutes longer than from Panama. Medellin and Cartagena also have direct flights to the US, though with fewer options. So who wins this round? Panama still gets the edge for pure convenience in its central hub status, but Colombia isn't far behind. If you're flying often, that extra 30 to 60 minutes may not matter that much, and you might even find more options and better connections through Bogota. Flights are one thing, but what about actually staying long term? This is where Colombia and Panama take very different approaches. Colombia makes it pretty straightforward with several options. If you're a remote worker, there's the digital nomad visa. Lasts 1 to 2 years if you can show $900 a month in foreign income. Retirees, the M11 retirement visa only requires proof of $800 a month in pension income, one of the lowest thresholds in Latin America. And for investors, about $90,000 in Colombian real estate can get you a residency qualifying visa. Renewals are generally smooth if you keep your paperwork in order. Panama, on the other hand, has built its reputation on being one of the easiest countries in the world for residency. The Friendly Nations visa offers quick, permanent residency to citizens of 50 plus countries, including the US, if you make a modest deposit in a Panamanian bank and show some economic activity. Retirees rave about the Pensionado program, which not only gives you residency, but also huge discounts on flights, restaurants, medical care, and even movie tickets. Who wins this round? Panama. While Colombia's visas are affordable and flexible, Panama's residency programs are legendary. If you want a permanent base in Latin America with minimal red tape, Panama takes the crown. But if you're a nomad looking for cheaper entry requirements, Colombia's digital nomad and retirement visas might be more your speed. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite subject: taxes. Because it doesn't matter how cheap your rent is if your new country is going to hammer you on income. Colombia taxes worldwide income if you spend more than 183 days in the country within a year. That means your salary, your investments, even your retirement benefits could fall under Colombia's tax net. But there's an important nuance here. Pensions are exempt up to around $12,000 per month. For most retirees, that's more than enough to keep their retirement income tax-free in Colombia. Social Security from the US is also not taxed locally. Where Colombia can get tricky is for digital nomads or business owners who cross certain income thresholds. You'll likely need a local accountant, and the paperwork can get messy. Panama, on the other hand, runs on a territorial tax system. That means they only tax income earned inside Panama. If your income comes from a US Social Security, a foreign pension, or remote work with overseas clients, Panama doesn't tax it. That's a huge selling point for expats, and one of the main reasons Panama is called a tax haven. Who wins this round? Panama. Colombia does give retirees a break with its generous pension exemption, but Panama's territorial tax system is cleaner, simpler, and more favorable for anyone earning income abroad. Healthcare is one of the biggest factors when deciding where to live abroad, because great beaches don't matter if you can't see a good doctor when you need one. Colombia actually punches way above its weight here. The World Health Organization has ranked it higher than the US, and the country has a mix of public and private systems. As a resident, you can join the EPS public plan for around $25 to $30 a month, which covers most basics. Many expats combine that with private insurance, usually $60 to $150 a month, and you'll find internationally accredited hospitals in cities like Medellin, Bogota, and Bucaramanga. Even out of pocket, a specialist visit might only cost you $40 to $60, and surgeries are often 60 to 80% cheaper than in the US. Panama is a medical tourism hub as well, especially in Panama City. Many doctors trained in the US, and English is commonly spoken in private hospitals. Facilities like Hospital Punta Pacifica are world-class, and the quality of care is excellent. Costs are still far below the US, but noticeably higher than in Colombia. Think $100 to $150 for a specialist visit, and private insurance closer to $200 to $300 a month, depending on age and coverage. Who wins this round? Colombia. If affordability is your top concern, Colombia's combination of EPS and private care is tough to beat. Panama offers a smoother, more US-style experience, but you'll pay more for it. Let's get real. Safety is usually the first question people ask me when they hear Colombia. Colombia has come a long way from its reputation in the 80s and 90s. Medellin, once infamous, is now a thriving tech and expat hub. Bogota and Cartagena are filled with tourists and retirees living comfortably. But petty crime, things like phone snatching or pickpocketing, is still common, especially in crowded areas. Violent crime exists, but honestly, I don't think it exists as much as it does in the US now, and expats who stick to safe neighborhoods and use common sense rarely encounter it. Politically, Colombia is stable enough, though protests and strikes do happen from time to time. Panama, on the other hand, consistently ranks as one of the safer and more stable countries in Latin America. Violent crime is rare in expat areas, gun laws are strict, and Panama hasn't faced the same level of internal conflict or reputation baggage as Colombia. Politically, it's been relatively steady, and the country positions itself as a global financial hub, which means there's a vested interest in keeping things calm and investor-friendly. Who wins this round? Panama. You can live safely in Colombia. Many expats do. I do. But Panama takes the edge for overall stability, lower crime rates, and peace of mind. Daily life gets a lot easier when you can actually communicate. So how do Colombia and Panama compare when it comes to language? Colombia is a Spanish-speaking country, and outside of tourist hubs, you'll definitely need some Spanish to get through banks, doctor visits, or government offices. That said, in cities like Cartagena, Medellin, and Bogota, I've personally found the level of English to be higher than people expect. Younger Colombians, professionals in hospitality, and many doctors speak decent English, and if you put in even a little effort with Spanish, locals are patient and happy to help. Panama often gets the reputation of being more English-friendly because of its long history as a global transit and financial hub. In Panama City, Boquete, and other expat-heavy areas, you'll find plenty of English speakers, especially in business and in healthcare. But once you step outside those bubbles, Spanish is just as necessary as it is in Colombia. Who wins this round? Honestly, I'm calling this one a tie. Panama might feel a touch more English ready in certain expat enclaves, but in my experience, big Colombian cities offer just as much English as Panama, and both countries reward you if you're willing to pick up some Spanish. Weather. Weather is one of those things you can't escape. You live with it every single day. Colombia has one of the most unique setups in the world. Because it sits on the equator, the climate depends on altitude, not seasons. That means you can literally choose your weather. Medellin is famous for its eternal spring. Mid-70s and sunny most of the year. Bogota offers a cool jacket weather climate. Head to the coast in Cartagena or Santa Marta and you've got hot Caribbean sunshine. If you like variety, Colombia delivers it. Panama, on the other hand, is more predictable, but that can be a downside. It's tropical, hot, and humid almost year-round. You'll get a dry season and a rainy season, but you won't escape the heat. Even in mountain towns like Boquete, where it's cooler, you're still dealing with a lot more humidity than Colombia's highland cities. Who wins this round? Colombia, hands down. If you want choices, from spring-like to tropical to cool highlands, Colombia gives you the climate buffet. Panama is great if you like it hot, but you won't find the same diversity. Now let's talk money. Not just spending it, but where you keep it. Colombia has a functional banking system, but it's not particularly expat friendly. Opening accounts as a foreigner can involve mountains of paperwork, and many banks require you to have residency before they'll even talk to you. International transfers are possible, but not always smooth, and the peso's volatility means your savings in local currency can lose value quickly. Panama, on the other hand, is famous as the Switzerland of Latin America. The economy runs on the US dollar, and the banking sector is built around international finance. Expats can open accounts more easily, the system is dollar stable, and Panama is known for offshore services and corporate structures. Add in its reputation as a logistics and shipping hub, and Panama offers financial tools that Colombia simply doesn't. Who wins this round? Panama, without question. If you're looking for international banking, dollar stability, and global financial access, Panama is the clear leader. Colombia works fine for everyday living, but Panama is where the serious money moves. Culture and lifestyle aren't just about cost or visas. It's about what your day-to-day actually feels like. Colombia is electric. You've got salsa clubs in Cali, Caribbean vibes in Cartagena, and a thriving digital nomad and nightlife scene in Medellin. But let's zoom in on Bogota for a second, because this city is unmatched in the region when it comes to lifestyle amenities. The foodie scene here is on another level. Bogota has more international dining options than the entire country of Panama. From Michelin-level fine dining to innovative local chefs, the variety is staggering. Even Medellin, which has grown into a serious dining city, beats Panama City for options. Shopping? Again, no contest. Bogota has an endless lineup of world-class malls. Unicentro, Parque La Colina, Andino, Santa Fe, Hacienda Santa Barbara, Gran Estacion, Atlantis, Titan Plaza, and more. They're modern, massive, and filled with international brands. By comparison, Panama City has Casco Viejo, which is charming but small, and Albrook Mall by the domestic airport, which is big but more utilitarian. Panama leans more toward a US-influenced lifestyle. You'll find modern apartment towers, international supermarkets, and American chain restaurants. That's comfortable for some expats, but it lacks the depth of culture and variety Colombia offers. Panama City does have nightlife and an emerging foodie scene, but it's limited and can feel small if you're used to big city variety. Who wins this round? Colombia by a mile. Whether it's culture, food, music, or shopping, Colombia offers a richer, more dynamic lifestyle. Panama is convenient and familiar, but if you want vibrancy and variety, Colombia is the clear choice. Moving abroad isn't just about visas and apartments. Community matters. Colombia's expat community has grown quickly, especially in Medellin, Bogota, and Cartagena. You'll find Facebook groups, WhatsApp chats, language exchanges, and plenty of co-working spaces full of nomads. It still feels newer and more organic than in some countries, but that's part of the charm. You get to integrate with locals while still finding support. In fact, I've just started an expat community here in Bogota myself. Our very first meetup is October 18th. If you're in town, come join us. RSVP link is in the description. Panama has one of the most established expat scenes in Latin America. Places like Boquete and Coronado are practically synonymous with retirees, and Panama City has long been home to expat professionals working in finance and logistics. The infrastructure for foreigners is well developed, from expat clubs to English-speaking churches to private international schools. Who wins this round? Panama for size and maturity, but Colombia's expat scene is growing fast, and if you like being part of something that's still taking shape, Colombia gives you more room to connect and contribute. All right, let's tally this up. Colombia wins cost of living, healthcare, affordability, weather, foodie scene, and culture and lifestyle. Panama wins flights and distance, visas and residency, taxes, safety and stability, banking and financial hub, expat community, language, a tie, depending on where you spend your time. The takeaway, if you want lower costs, diverse climates, world-class dining and shopping, and a culture that will keep you energized, Colombia is your pick. If you want stability, dollarized banking, tax advantages, and a turnkey residency program, Panama takes the crown. It really comes down to your priorities. Do you value authenticity and variety, or convenience and predictability? So which one would you choose, Colombia or Panama? Drop your answer in the comments below. And for me, it's Colombia. And don't forget to grab my free expat checklist at thepassport.co. It's the easiest way to start planning your move abroad without missing a step. And if you want my real estate and business opportunities newsletter, the link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.